Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and all our social media platforms at Fino Boxing. You can follow my personal social media at Adriana_sports.
What's up, everyone? Here with undefeated 140-pounder contender Brandun Lee, 21-0, 19 knockouts, young age, 20, right? 20 going on 21.
21, yeah.
21, one of the young cats in boxing. Man, first of all, Happy New Year. You making a name for yourself, man. You know, what's going on with you now?
I'm staying in the gym 6 days a week, so I'm still in the gym daily. I'm getting ready for my next fight. I'm back in the ring in March, so 22-0 coming soon. But now, I'm just trying to stay safe and stay healthy.
Yeah, you were one of those guys that actually fought, 4 times this 2020, which is kind of crazy to think that, with COVID times, you were still able to get 4 fights in. What does it mean for you for obviously being, on Showtime and that they believe in the kind of talent you bring to the table?
Well, I have one of the best managers in the world, Cameron Duncan. So, without Cameron Duncan, none of that would have been possible. I mean, some guys let me fight the whole COVID. I mean, we're still in the COVID breakdown, but no one's has. Some people haven't even fought, and I've been blessed to fight 4 times in a year. So we back again in March, and I'm just blessed.
Is the next the 22nd victim? Is that going to be Jake Paul? He could take your challenge. I know you called him out a couple times.
Yeah, if he accepted my challenge, I definitely would put him in a body bag.
What was the thought behind that? Obviously, he's making a name for himself, on the YouTube platform, but now he's 2-0 in boxing, fighting Anderson Gibb and Nate Robinson. What are the thoughts behind you calling him out? And obviously, like you mentioned, you will probably send him out on a body bag.
I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told this other YouTuber. I did a video with this YouTuber Jimmy Zhang, and I told him, I was like, come on, let the YouTubers do the YouTube, let the boxers do the boxing. I mean, I'm not no actor. I'm not gonna go and try to be next to Denzel Washington and try to act next to him, because there's levels to it. So let the YouTubers do the YouTube and let the boxers do the boxing.
There you go. But is there anything you could take? Obviously they've been successful. Is there anything you could take from what they've done and apply it to you and to grow your fan base and obviously get a different revenue outside of boxing?
Definitely marketing, because I mean, him by calling Conor McGregor out, millions and millions of people are seeing that, and they're like, who the hell is this guy? If they don't know him, be like, who the hell is this guy? And they're gonna start following him. They're gonna see his crazy videos, and they're gonna start following him. So definitely the way he markets himself. So that's by far.
Definitely. So the marketing behind it, that's something you could apply to your game. I mean, you're obviously making a big name for yourself. Highlight knockout after highlight knockout. The last one, they cut it short. The refs, stopped it a little bit earlier, but obviously you were able to get that 19 knockout. How far do you see yourself, fighting for a world title? Obviously you're making yourself, you're making for yourself 21-0, 21 years old. Obviously, you have your whole boxing career in front of you. But realistically, how far away do you see yourself from fighting, for a world title at 140 pounds?
I'm looking to go for a world title this year. So I probably have like 2 or 3 more fights, if that, and I'm gonna shoot for a world title, 140.
I mean, 140 is one of those stacked divisions. Obviously, at the top of the table, it has to be Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor, Mario Barrios, and then obviously, you're at that, upper echelons. But do you see, that division even getting more competitive? The potential fact that Teofimo Lopez could go up to 140 pounds. Then same thing with the Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney. Do you see that division becoming the division in boxing?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, right now, I think the division, all the hottest divisions from 126 prior to 147, maybe. I think those are the hottest divisions right now. But I think definitely 130 to 147, or maybe like 35 to 147. That's the hottest division right there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the boxing heads know who Brandon Lee is, but obviously the 135, you have all these young cats, like same age as you, a little bit older, like a Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez. They're maybe 1 or 2 years older than you. But what do you think you have to do to be mentioned as one of the best young guys in boxing?
I just have to keep on doing what I'm doing, knocking these guys out, making highlight knockouts, and stay focused, stay dedicated.
Definitely. So you see yourself, obviously, once you win that world title, being that same weight class with the rest of the guys we just mentioned.
Yeah, definitely. I'm here to stay. I'm here to get my title, get my belt, and show them who's boss.
Definitely. Do you see yourself staying at 140 for quite a long time? Obviously, 21 years old, I would imagine
Yeah.
it's probably a little bit easier to make that weight. But you are a tall guy, 5'10", fitting into 140 pounds, it has to be a little bit difficult. How would you put that into perspective?
Um, Not my last fight, but my last fight before that, I made the weight before I even left to the fight. So for that one, I had like a 6 week camp, and that fight was at 144. So I think if I start like 3 weeks earlier, I have no problem making 140.
Yeah, definitely. So you should definitely see yourself cementing and building up on your legacy at 140 pounds.
Yeah, definitely.
Now there's four sanctioning bodies. Is there one that you're like, man, growing up, you want to get that green and gold, the WBC belt or the original belt, the WBA? Is there one that you're like, man, that's the one I want?
As right now, I'm looking for the IBO. I feel like the IBO it's kind of it is a world title, but I feel like it's kind of been forgotten. I mean, all the greats have fought for it: James Toney, Roy Jones, and the list goes on. So that's one of the belts I want to get, just because the greats have touched it. And from there, I'm looking to see what's available, and shit, whatever I want, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, definitely. Now the IBO, they don't consider it as one of the four major belts holders, but obviously you see like Anthony Joshua has it, Gennady Golovkin, and a lot of other great names. Do you think the IBO should be considered, becoming the fifth major belt in boxing?
Yeah, definitely. I really don't understand why it's not one of the major belts.
Yeah, so obviously, for your opinion, hey, if you can count the WBO, you got to count the IBO as well.
Yeah, definitely.
What are your thoughts on? Obviously, we have 17 weight classes in boxing, but now the WC added N18, which is bridger weight. Do you think that's good for boxing to have another division within the sport?
To be honest, I care less. As long as they're not playing with 140 to 147, shit, I don't care.
There you go. Hey, you might give them an idea. They might do 143 and a half. 144. Yeah,
if they do that, then I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're from La Quinta. You live in La Quinta. Or you live in Indio. I know.
Yeah, like India.
La Quinta, man. How's it? Growing up in the desert. Obviously, a few miles away from downtown LA, but it's still being a Southern California kid. How was that environment for you?
It's fucking hot. It's a hot. Right now it's crazy because last week it was like in the 60s, and now it's like in the high 80s. So the deserts, I think they skipped spring, went straight to summer. But overall, I love it. There's no distractions, so I can always stay focused, stay in the gym. To lose weight, don't have to worry about that. I just need to go for a run. And then right here we have Joel Diaz camp, so I'm getting the best sparring, and this is where it's at for me.
Yeah, definitely. That was my follow-up question. Obviously, Joe Diaz and Antonio Diaz, great trainers out of Indio. I know you go to the gym. Are they part of your team, or how's that dynamic between you guys? Because obviously, I know your dad. It's in your corner as well.
Yeah. Yeah. We just go over there and get some work, some sparring. That's where I do most of my sparring, like 90% of my sparring.
Yeah, who are, I mean, obviously, they have a ton of, especially like Uzbekistans and Russian guys up in India. But what, if I don't know if you want to reveal who were you sparring, was it Shagron who you were sparring, or maybe I would imagine the Bully is a little bit too big for you, obviously.
Yeah, Bully, yeah, Bully's too big. He like 168, something like that. But no, I've been working with Shakram Wonderboy, Israel.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
He's on 140, Butaya, I think.
Okay, yeah. Great sparring.
And then there's a southpaw guy, I forget his name. He fought Mario Barrios.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you asked me the name, I couldn't. It's one of those difficult names. But yeah, he gave a very close fight to Mario.
Yeah, so I'm getting great work. They're all freaking either world champions like Israel, or like they got the intern belt, or they're like 2-time gold Olympic medalists, something like that, like Wonderboy.
Yeah, definitely, man. Those guys are legit, especially when you mention about sparring those guys, obviously that only elevates your game as well. When you look at your background, obviously you're Korean, but for some reason I heard rumors about maybe that you're having some little bit of Mexican in you. If you kind of just let the fight fans exactly, if you want to reveal, what part of the the world you're from.
Yeah, my mom's Mexican. She was born and raised in Northern California though, but our family originally is from Chihuahua, Mexico. So, believe it or not, I am half Mexican. I know I don't look like I know I don't look like it, but I am. And I think one day they're gonna see that I have a heart of the Mexican as well. One day in the ring.
Well, definitely, man. How much do you embrace, the Mexican part? Obviously, your mom being from Chihuahua, but in your family, obviously, being half Mexican. Growing up, were you listening to mariachi? Were you listening to like Spanish music? Mexican music and Mexican dishes. How was that part of your childhood?
As far as music, no, I didn't really listen to Mexican music besides my mom, cooking and then listening to music. But for me personally, I didn't listen to Mexican music. But um, of course, for all the holidays, we all got together for Christmas, opened the day before, tamales, all that.
Definitely. How's your Spanish? Is it? I would imagine it's probably better than mine.
No, it's not. It's probably not better than yours, but I know a thing or two. I can get around.
There you go. That's dope. Have you been to Mexico?
Yeah, I have like twice because I fought there.
Okay, you fought in Tijuana. Is
No, I
that where
fought
you?
in San Luis.
Okay, San Luis. Is that where you made your pro debut?
No, no. I think I had a few fights and I went over there for a quick fight, I think.
Definitely. How was that experience? Going in a sense back home, and
Um,
obviously in the sense when people will look at you like, man, this is some Chinito, some foreigner guy, but obviously
yeah.
knowing that you half Mexican, did you reveal to some of the locals once you went down there like, hey, I'm half Mexican?
Nah, we just went there, did our job, came back. That's it. But the experience was right. It was it was humbling because they're not as fortunate. Um, it was super humbling, but that's one of my motivations right there, giving me motivation.
Definitely, man. Now, what about your dad's side? Your dad's side. What he's South Korean. I'm sorry.
Yeah, South Korean. So he was born and raised in South Korea. And he came over here when he was like 15.
That dope. And so you're technically a first generation American.
Yeah.
Yeah, making obviously, all immigrants, obviously we come to this country to make yourself, a better life, and obviously, for our kids. So it's great to see that. Great to see that. So, if you were had to describe yourself, you're American, Mexican, and South Korean.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
I get that question all the time. Like people, they'd be like, "What do you consider yourself more as?" But to be honest, like I love my Mexican fans. I love my Korean fans. But at the end of the day, I know it sounds hella corny, but we're all equal. We're all the same people. Um, I love them as much as I love them.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's great to hear. Obviously, especially in Martin Luther King's Day, we're all the same. So
Yeah,
definitely, man,
definitely.
appreciate that. Yeah, cool, man. Honestly, thank you so much for taking the time. But obviously, fight fans want to see you back in action. You mentioned possibly returning in March. Do you have an exact day? I know there might be a Showtime telecast on March 7th. We're definitely going to be this, I believe. But if you could, if do you
I
know?
don't I don't have the exact date, but I know I'm back in March. I'm gonna be headlining the show, so looking forward to that.
Oh, you're going to be headlining?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
on
fucking dope.
Showbox.
That's fucking dope, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope. I know this is gonna be your. I know you headline the last card, before obviously when COVID was closing everything down, and fighting with no fans at that time. But that's pretty dope. You're headlining. Do you think is there some added pressure that the fact that you're a headliner?
No, not at all. No, not at all. I think if anything, it's just like, all right, now time for the minute, grand finale.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Now, I know in the past, you fought Ryan Garcia in the amateurs. We have asked you before in the past, but obviously, you guys were like 10, 12 years old at that time.
Mm.
Do you, and now, fight fans are actually, I don't know if you've seen that, but they're kind of asking for that potential fight. Do you think at some point, you and Ryan will cross paths again at the pro level?
Yeah, I think so. I think if that fight ever does happen, it'd be like a Oscar versus Pacquiao right there. Um, that'd be a fight to see.
Definitely. Do you think the Mexican fans will probably be in your corner once they find out you're half Mexican?
You know what? Believe it or not, I think they would because sometimes I feel more Mexican than him.
I mean, you said you talk a little bit of Spanish, so do you have a
Yeah.
message for the Mexican fans in Spanish?
Let me see. No, I don't want to say nothing right now. Nothing right now. But
We'll leave it for the next one.
Yeah, we'll leave it for the next one. But just much love to all my Mexican fans, much love to all my Korean fans, much love to everybody. I appreciate all the support. And 22 coming soon.
Oh, definitely. Do you see that like a legacy fight? Fighting around Garcia, Teofimo Lopez once he moves up to 140 pounds, or potentially, obviously, the winner of Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez. Are those
Yeah,
legacy fights for
definitely.
you? Yeah.
I mean, if I have a belt, they have a belt, we got to unify it. I mean, to be a unified champion, to be undisputed champion, that's something crazy. So that's one of my goals right there.
Yeah. So you see yourself becoming the undisputed at 140 pounds.
That'd be a huge goal. So yeah, I mean, when you're undisputed, you're the man, you're the boss. Ain't no one can tell you nothing.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of undisputed, just want to get your thoughts real quick. There's a chance that we might see the undisputed at the heavyweight division between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Are you a fan of either one?
Not really a fan, but I do watch them every time they fight. So if they do fight, I got Tyson Fury. Just because Anthony Joshua, he is a great boxer, but Tyson Fury is just so much more loose and more, I don't know, he just flows easier.
Yeah, right now, obviously, when you look at the heavy division, do you think Tyson Fury is, in a sense, unbeatable? The fact that he's still 30, I think 30 years old, obviously big frame, 6'9", 6'10", he could box, could probably seen, obviously, take the attack and be able to stop Deontay Wilder. Do you think he's unbeatable, at least for the next couple of years if he stays on shape?
Well, this is boxing. Anything can happen. One punch, anything can happen. So I'll leave it at that. Anything can happen.
There you go. All right. Well, Brandon, thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate the time. And, man, we'll look forward to seeing you. And, obviously, let us know when you have the official word for March, and we'll go ahead and spread the word.
We'll do. Peace. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Gracias. Have a good one.